Here's your wrestling news for November 15th, 2025. Your headlines for today include WWE SmackDown returning to 3 hours, fans fear major changes. Former TNA champions' disappearance, title loss, and silence reportedly connected to WWE move. Liv Morgan Stalker contacted D-Von Dudley before break-in, full story. Uncle Howdy returns to SmackDown, WWE lays groundwork for his next big feud. Matt Cardona returns as Zack Ryder on SmackDown, one-off or WWE comeback. Nick Aldis announces next week's SmackDown tournament matches. Jey Uso beats The Miz to advance in Cena's Last Time Is Now tournament. Charlotte Flair refuses women's WarGames, Team Rhea left scrambling. Fans point out major logic error in Ilja Dragunov's US title defense. WWE teases Jade Cargill's next opponent on SmackDown. WWE title match ends in DQ, The Vision adds 4th WarGames member. TNA drops Tessa Blanchard from Turning Point bout, and more. WWE's Friday night lineup is shifting once again, and this time the change is a big one. After SmackDown spent the past few months back in its traditional 2-hour format, a new report now indicates the blue brand is headed straight back to 3 hours. According to WrestleVotes, WWE and USA Network have already agreed to expand SmackDown's runtime beginning early next year. The switch is scheduled to take effect on January 2nd, with the first 3-hour episode set to air live from Buffalo, New York. This marks a sudden reversal from June, when WWE publicly announced that SmackDown had abandoned its experimental 3rd hour and returned to a standard 2-hour broadcast. Now the timing of this newest change raises fresh questions about WWE's direction heading into 2026. How do you feel about SmackDown jumping right back to 3 hours? Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. Mike Santana's situation took an unexpected turn this weekend, leaving both fans and officials questioning what is actually happening. Santana was seen backstage at TNA Turning Point, but he never arrived for call time at Full Sail Live, which was scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern. Even an hour later, he still hadn't shown up. He also missed his advertised meet and greet following his TNA World title loss the night before. At first, this raised genuine concern that Santana had legitimately no-showed the event without notifying anyone. But according to new reports from PW Insider Elite, there is a growing belief internally that this may not be a case of Santana walking out at all. With his contract reportedly nearing its end, some within TNA now suspect the entire situation, his disappearance, the abrupt title loss, and the complete silence could be part of a planned exit storyline designed to pave the way for a move to WWE NXT. That said, WWE sources have not confirmed whether Santana is actually heading to NXT, leaving the rumor in a holding pattern. As the day progressed, the theory that TNA is using Santana's absence as part of a larger angle gained significant traction backstage, especially considering the timing and sudden shift in booking surrounding his title reign. Do you think Santana's disappearance is a genuine no-show, or part of a planned exit storyline to set up his move to NXT? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know where you stand. The man accused of stalking Liv Morgan didn't just target the WWE superstar directly, he also reached out to WWE Hall of Famer D-Von Dudley in the days leading up to the frightening incident. Now D-Von is revealing exactly how the situation spiraled. During an appearance on the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast, D-Von explained that the same individual who was later arrested for attempting to break into Liv Morgan's home first contacted him through Cameo, begging for help to meet her. What began as an odd request quickly turned unsettling. This one guy hit me up on my Cameo. He was basically asking me, "Hey D-Von, can you help me meet Liv Morgan? I really want to meet Liv Morgan." I go, "Okay, number one, I don't do that. You have to go through the proper personnel in WWE, but other than that, no, I cannot do that. I'm sorry." When D-Von declined, the man's tone shifted. He became angry and convinced that he and Liv were destined to be together. And then he proceeds to get mad. You know, that's f***ed up. You don't care that me and Liv are gonna get married one day. I go, "Bro, please tell me you're joking." The man doubled down, insisting Liv was his soulmate. He goes, "No, I'm not joking. Liv is my soulmate and she just doesn't know it yet, D-Von." And I said, I had to look at myself in the mirror. I said, "D-Von, you're out of your mind going back and forth with this idiot. End this conversation now." And I just blocked him. But the situation didn't end there. Within days, the man found D-Von again on Instagram and began sending more disturbing messages, suggesting he planned to confront Liv in person. "Yeah, I'm gonna go meet Liv. I'm gonna show you, D-Von, that she loves me." I immediately called John Cena in WWE. "This guy's giving me scary vibes. Make sure she has security." Not long after that warning, D-Von learned that the man had been arrested while attempting to reach Liv Morgan's home. Duke confirmed the illegal update during their conversation. The suspect, Sean Chan, was formally indicted on 1 count of interstate domestic violence and remains in federal custody. The trial has been pushed to January 2026 following requests for additional psychiatric evaluation. D-Von's account reveals just how early the red flags appeared and how quickly the situation could have escalated if he hadn't spoken up. How do you think WWE should handle situations when fan behavior crosses the line? Should wrestlers receive enhanced security the moment red flags appear? Share your thoughts in the comments. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Uncle Howdy has officially returned to WWE, marking the eerie comeback of Bo Dallas to the company. Fans first noticed Howdy's presence earlier in the night during a main event taping, where he appeared briefly as Eric Rowan faced Kit Wilson, a clear sign that the Wyatt Six's shadow loomed large over the evening. His return became even more unsettling later on SmackDown when fans noticed Howdy lingering in the background, quietly watching Solo Sikoa during a backstage segment. The moment came when the MFTs confronted Sami Zayn, who announced he was now 100% medically cleared to compete. Zayn was soon joined by Shinsuke Nakamura, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Rey Fenix, forming a powerful alliance that managed to even the odds and send the heels retreating. Following the chaos, Nick Aldis made a major announcement. On the SmackDown Before Survivor Series, it'll be the MFTs versus Sami Zayn's team in a massive 10-man Survivor Series style tag match. Sikoa seemed frustrated but ultimately accepted the challenge from Aldis. As Aldis departed, the Wyatt Six signature logo flickered in and out of the broadcast, and Uncle Howdy could be seen peering at the troubled Sikoa from the shadows of SmackDown's backstage area. All signs now point to the Wyatt Six finally making their move on the road to Survivor Series. What do you think? Sound off in the comments below. Zack Ryder made a surprising return to WWE tonight, stepping in as LA Knight's mystery opponent. It's not yet clear whether this is a full-time comeback or just a one-night special, but WWE releasing brand new merchandise for him has already sparked heavy speculation. Known as Matt Cardona outside WWE, Ryder slipped seamlessly back into his WWE rhythm, matching well with Knight as their similar in-ring styles produced a smooth, competitive encounter. Momentum swung back and forth throughout the match, creating genuine uncertainty about who would advance. Ryder looked strong in his return, but once Knight landed the BFT, the outcome was sealed. Knight moved forward in the tournament, a result that felt like the right direction. Earlier in the night, Jey Uso scored a clean win over The Miz, an outcome few expected, especially without Carmelo Hayes getting involved. By the end of the match, the crowd had swung firmly behind Miz during his full John Cena-style sequence, making a strong case that Miz could have pulled off the upset. A growing theory backstage and among fans is that WWE might be lining up Jey Uso to win SmackDown's side of the bracket, with Gunther advancing from Raw. That would set up a rematch between the two in the finals to determine who earns the next shot at John Cena. Backstage, Nick Aldis confirmed next week's tournament matches for SmackDown: Penta versus Finn Balor and Carmelo Hayes versus Bronson Reed. A brief confrontation between Hayes and Reed added extra tension heading into their matchup. Looking ahead, this week's Monday Night Raw is officially John Cena's final Raw appearance, and Madison Square Garden has already confirmed he will compete. Who do you think John Cena's final Raw opponent will be? Sound off in the comments below. SmackDown opened with major tension as the women's WarGames competitors gathered in the ring. Alexa Bliss greeted Rhea Ripley and Io Sky with hugs, but fans immediately noticed that Charlotte Flair only hugged Io. Moments later, Charlotte addressed the group with blunt honesty, saying, "I can't lie anymore. I can't do this. Rhea, I don't like you. I don't trust you. I think you're a snake." Charlotte then walked out, distancing herself from the team. She clarified that her friendship with Alexa remains intact, but she simply couldn't stand beside Rhea. This wasn't a breakup, it was Flair stepping away from a situation she couldn't stomach. Later in the night, the heel team, Nia Jax, the Kabuki Warriors, and Lash Legend launched a vicious attack on Rhea, Io, and Alexa. With Charlotte gone, there was no fourth teammate to even the odds. Backstage, Alexa confirmed that Charlotte had left the building altogether and wasn't responding to calls or texts. The moment now raises a larger question: could Alexa start to feel abandoned by Charlotte, potentially setting up long-term distance or even conflict between the two? What is clear for now is that Team Rhea suddenly needs two new partners for WarGames. Who do you think should step in, and why? The United States Championship Open Challenge continued tonight, and this week it was Axiom who stepped up to face Ilja Dragunov. The two delivered a strong match, highlighted by Axiom's incredible springboard flip-over moonsault into a DDT that came shockingly close to ending Dragunov's reign. Despite the close call, Dragunov ultimately retained the title. However, the bigger story once again happened before the bell even rang. Dragunov continued to avoid Tommaso Ciampa, who has repeatedly attempted to answer the open challenge. At this point, it's difficult to even call it an open challenge when the champion is hand-picking opponents and refusing Ciampa every week. Dragunov's matches have been undeniably fantastic, but the ongoing booking raises questions about where this story is heading and why Ciampa keeps getting shut out. How do you think WWE should book this feud moving forward? Share your ideas in the comments below. B-Fab had a rough night on SmackDown, getting completely overpowered in a quick squash match against Jade Cargill. WWE is clearly positioning Jade for another dominant showing, and the setup for a potential matchup with Mia Yim, possibly as early as next week, seems to be underway. That said, the match wasn't without its flaws. B-Fab's dropkicks lacked impact, missing enough contact to look convincing on camera. Meanwhile, Cargill's powerbomb sequences appeared awkward, though it wasn't immediately clear whether the timing issue came from Jade or B-Fab. Still, the direction is obvious. Jade is being built as unstoppable. Would you keep this dominance going or give her a more competitive challenge next? With Paul Heyman watching closely and scouting talent for WarGames, the stage was set for a massive main event. Cody Rhodes versus Bronson Reed for the WWE Championship. Earlier in the night, it was confirmed that Jey Uso will officially join CM Punk's team for WarGames. Jimmy spoke directly with Punk to seal his spot, but Jey Uso didn't look thrilled about the news, a subtle tension WWE is clearly leaning into. During the main event, the Vision struck. Braun Breaker and Logan Paul launched an attack on Cody, prompting the Usos to rush out and even the odds. But moments later, Drew McIntyre, returning from what might have been the shortest suspension ever, made a shocking save for Logan Paul, helping wipe out Cody and the babyfaces. The show ended with the heels standing tall and McIntyre officially lining with the Vision for WarGames, exactly as early reports predicted. Now the big question becomes, will Cody eventually snap and turn heel, or is WWE setting up Jey Uso for a major betrayal that cost the babyface team the match at WarGames? Drop your predictions in the comments below. That's a wrap on SmackDown this week. How did you feel about the overall show? Which segment stood out most to you, and what made it the highlight? Sound off in the comments below, and let us know your take. TNA Turning Point delivered an unexpected shakeup when the company announced that Tessa Blanchard would not be competing as originally advertised. During the live broadcast, it was revealed that Blanchard had not been medically cleared, and she would be replaced by newly signed talent Mila Moore. The update came moments before the match, catching fans completely off guard. There was no promo, no backstage segment, and no explanation from Blanchard herself. Instead, TNA made the substitution directly on air, creating an abrupt shift that immediately redirected attention towards Moore's sudden debut. Blanchard's removal only adds to the uncertainty surrounding her current status in TNA. Whether this is a short-term medical setback or an indication of something more significant remains unclear, but the company wasted no time using the situation to showcase its latest signing. What do you think is really happening with Tessa Blanchard's medical clearance? And is Mila Moore the right name to step into that spotlight at Turning Point? Share your thoughts in the comments below. WWE has officially strengthened its NXT pipeline with two promising new signings, former world champion gymnast Jessica Bogdanov and former collegiate football standout Cyrus Habibi Lakio. The news was first confirmed by PWInsiderElite.com. Bogdanov isn't walking in as an unknown. She impressed WWE scouts during the SummerSlam 2025 tryouts in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and her athletic resume speaks for itself. She won 1 silver and 2 bronze medals at the 2011 Pan American Games, competed in the 2012 USA Gymnastics Rhythmic Championships, and later captured the Freestyle Calisthenics World Championship in 2015. Habibi Lakio's path to WWE took a different route. The former running back has been openly documenting his transition into wrestling through a series of vlogs, including footage of his experience attending WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas earlier this year. According to PW Insider's report, it was that very vlog content from WrestleMania weekend that caught the eye of a WWE recruiter, setting his signing in motion. Both Bogdanov and Habibi Lakio are officially under contract and headed to the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, where they'll begin full-time training as part of the NXT system. With 2 high-level athletes joining the developmental ranks, all eyes will be on how quickly they adapt and whether either becomes WWE's next breakout star.